Dobry den and welcome to day 8 of the World Championships, and so 100% record so far in terms of tasking and weather, and pardon the schmelak behind me, but that's normal airfield noise. So at a briefing this morning, the Met man said that the weather over the next few days was going to be interesting, and we weren't quite sure what that meant, but it soon became clear when we were initially given a task that was over 400 kilometres, I think, for most of the classes. So after a bit of a mooch around on the grid, they rebriefed at the front of the grid and reduced the task length down to 300 metres. And what we were concerned about is over to the south there was a great big sheet of cirrus that was coming in, and us non-flyers on the ground were worried that that was actually going to dampen things down and make life extremely difficult for the pilots. But they got all round, and I think the speeds were more traditional, shall we say. So to let you know how it went in flight, here's Mike Young.
Well, we had a far more typical European day today after the fantastic weather of the last week. It's settled down now to what we might expect back at home. It was a blue day. We were getting up to between 4,000 and 5,000 feet above ground level eventually, and as Werner said, before the start we had a band of cirrus, and the tactics were to either try to, in fact Russ and I had three strategies. One was to go early and get away before the big gaggle. In the end we went pretty much about 5 minutes before the main gaggle, which probably cost us a little bit of time in the end as they caught us up during the flight. The flight itself was just a typical gaggly day really, with no opportunity to make any break to get away, and so it was just a question of not getting stuck anywhere. In fact, I struggled a little bit on the second leg where Russell pulled away, and he got ahead and caught up with some of the earlier starters, and I struggled at that point and ended up slipping back into the gaggle that started 5 or so minutes behind us. The flight itself was pretty uneventful, apart from one moment where I dumped a little bit of water and in doing so punched myself in the face. So I think that was the highlight of the day for me, and yeah, pretty much a fairly standard blue day, all fairly tight speeds wise. I lost a few kph on the winners today, but a bit more of a spread actually on the speeds, which was quite surprising. But yeah, as we say, it was much more typical weather that we were expecting, so a fun day out, but not a good result for me. Better for the others.